In this journey called life, we will meet a lot of people that we will at some point consider as friends. Some may follow us for a very long time and some may only be for a short period. Looking back, probably every one of us knows that making friends as an adult is considerably more difficult than it was as a child. But why is it so hard? Are we just more innocent as children and consider everyone a friend that didn't show upright hostility towards us? Or are our values and beliefs what friendship really are tainted by our past experience? That we now have difficulties finding the friendship we really seek out. Well, I do think that the main difference is the environmental circumstances in which we have found friends as children. I'm speaking about spending years cramped inside a classroom with the same people. Each one of us has probably made one or two bad friends along the line that may still be in the back of our mind. I, for a fact, don't have a lot of friends. This is nothing I'm really ashamed of or I'm trying to hide. Not having many friends doesn't mean you're worth less as a person, and it totally doesn't mean that you have to be lonely. So while I did make some friends over the years, I did lose some as well. Sometimes it was my mistake, and sometimes it was just the right thing to move on from people that I considered bad. Because having good people around you is important. I know a lot of self-improving motivation YouTubers out there that talk about how they lost a lot of friends along the way, but good friends are important. If you're like me, you may think that you're better off alone. Or if you have some friends that you have currently problems with, you may think it's better to keep them than be all alone. I can pretty much guarantee you that both mindsets aren't going to make you move forward in life. While being all alone will restrict you at some point and make you miss out on things that would have been beneficial for your growth and happiness. Not being able to free yourself from bad friends can confine you and make you feel worthless and sometimes even lonelier. So let me present you the 5 types of people you should probably cut out of your life. The one that never reaches out first until they need something. If the friendship feels one-sided, it's a pretty good sign that something isn't quite right. I had friends, they only ever reached out to me if they needed something or wanted to get a ride somewhere. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, as long as it's balanced and doesn't feel one-sided. Always being the one to reach out to people made me kind of apathetic. A real friendship has to be balanced. I don't care if we don't talk for weeks because you're both busy, but it still has to feel like both of us care about the friendship enough and are genuinely interested in keeping it going. In the past, I never really counted or cared how much time or money I spent on someone, as long as it felt like I was getting back some of it. This has changed over the years and I really tend to care now how much I really invest in other people to not feel used again. I have a feeling this whole video is gonna be an explanatory about how I became someone who can't trust anymore. Sorry about that. Second, the one that always blames others. Those aren't just bad friends, those are terrible human beings in general. The way someone talks about others and the way they view things other people do, be it good or bad, really tells a lot about a personality. Always thinking negatively can be a character trait, but blaming others and talking behind their back aren't. There's just no guarantee that those people won't talk bad about you behind your back as well. I do know that some friendships are built on the fact that some people love to shit talk others, but you do have to know when the line is crossed and if they will talk like that about you as well. 3. The one who always talks about themselves. I don't know why, but I always get attracted to those kind of people. And then have to realize they aren't just quirky, but for a fact are not able to engage in any kind of conversation that isn't about them. For someone like me that doesn't talk that much, having friends who love to talk is pretty fun. However, talking a lot and talking only about yourself are 2 different kinds of things I too still have to remember. Especially people like me who end up bottling stuff up inside and usually end up being the one people go to talk about the problems, easily get sucked in by those kinds of friends. Being friends with someone like that means that you won't be able to consult them if you do have a problem or need someone to talk to. They will, one way or another, somehow make it about themselves. If you end up noticing it, it's actually pretty comical. And I would even go as far and say that it's the natural talent. So while they probably can't really do much about it, and it's just the way they are, I will keep my distance from such people from now on. Number 4. manipulators. I don't know how to even describe them. Those people end up smooth talking you into things you didn't even want to do, or make you feel bad about things you shouldn't even feel bad about. At least in my case, that friend tried to control the things I did by constantly asking about my whereabouts and my actions and checking up on me. Which does seem nice at some level, but for me, I have a huge problem with the feeling of being controlled in any kind of way, and it usually sets up my red flag monitor when I do notice. Since the manipulator spent a lot of time investing in that friendship, he doesn't like you leaving them. So they will make sure to try and tie you down as much as they can. And sometimes even through guilt. That's also why they will have a really difficult times with you changing things in your life. If someone isn't genuinely happy about your achievements or tries to control you, please run. And last but not least, self-destructive people. I know a couple of them, and while at first you will feel the need to help them, you will soon realize that they do not in fact want your help. What I actually want is for you to pity them and to make them feel special, even if that means bad talking their own body, health or character. As mentioned before, there are people who are just insecure and negative in general. But this shouldn't be the main personality trait, especially in a friendship. There's a big difference with people that really have problems, depressions, and those that only make stuff up to be the center of any attention. For me personally, I decided that I will probably never be able to be real friends with someone who has any kind of mental disorder. I know I don't seem like it, but I really try to be considerate as a friend and even bend backwards for their needs and fears that it comes to a point where it's mentally draining me. I have a lot to shoulder with my own problems and do not want to tiptoe around someone I consider a friend. A real friend to me is someone I can talk honestly to, and know that I can say things without them taking it as an insult. And I do expect the same from them. Who else in today's society is going to tell me if I messed things up or made the wrong choices, if not my friends? I do not need the whole sensitivity and considering the feelings of other people that is going on right now in the world from my friends. Yeah, and those were the 5 types of friends you should probably avoid. If you have people that show such traits, some of them may even have multiple, really think about the relationship with them and how they make you feel. At least in life, we can choose who we are friends with. And even if that person might have been with you for a very long time, if you feel like you're unable to move on, feel manipulated or used, and just don't gain anything from them anymore, maybe it's time to let them go. Thank you all for watching. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Ciao!